I'll be talking about some major changes about the Canadian immigration as it is happening currently, and I will also be giving you some way on how to go around it legally, not illegally, and what you should do and the likes. So first and foremost, it has actually been announced, which is will be coming to some of you as a breaking news, that visitor visa can no longer be converted to work permit within Canada. During the pandemic in 2019, there were a lot of modifications because many people who visited Canada on a visitor visa are not able to return to their country, and then they introduced some policies that allowed people who come into Canada to convert within Canada to temporary work permit, and they actually made it there, and it has actually also been extended. It's supposed to end by February 2025, but right now the policy has actually been rescinded and it has been reviewed, and currently it has been cancelled. You can no longer, every application before August of this month, every application will no longer be considered. If you want to get a job, if you are on a visitor visa and you're entering Canada, you cannot convert to a work permit anymore. You have to leave Canada. Of course, it is still possible to participate in the temporary foreign work program in Canada. When you come to Canada, look for work, get a job, but you will have to leave after getting the job, because when you get a job, it is not also immediate that you get a job that you start working. And one of the things that is being that it's not immediate. When you get a job that you start working, you will have to, as your LMIA is being processed and the likes, you have to wait. And during the waiting, you cannot wait in Canada any longer. You will have to leave Canada, and then when you are about to resume, save up some money when you leave Canada, and then apply for resident work permit afresh outside of Canada. So this is something major. This is one of the ways that many people have actually been using. That are some videos I've done in previous months ago. I've also talked about you can enter Canada and then convert to a work permit, and even when you are waiting for your work permit, there is a temporary work permit that is issued you, because Canada is actually experiencing labor shortage, especially during the pandemic and the aftermath, and in the wake of the pandemic as well. But right now there is a lot of pressure on the system, and so currently you can no longer convert your visitor visa into Canada into a work permit. So you have to leave Canada and come back and then reapply, and then you have to leave Canada and then apply from your country and then enter Canada. And another policy that you need to know about is that there are a lot of changes to temporary foreign worker in Canada, especially in level. We have low wage stream and we also have higher wage stream. The low wage stream are people who are paid, not their what they earn is not that much actually. So we have some of them who are working in restaurants, who are working in maybe in fashion, in some places that they are earning low income actually, and these people have actually become mostly dependent on the country. They are actually at the helm of the food bank and the like. Some of them are relying on the government for a lot of things, so it's actually putting a lot of pressure on the system. And also most times when young Canadians also want to get job experience, for most of them in US, whenever a teenager wants to get a job, goes to McDonald's and the like. But in Canada, whenever a teenager wants to get a job, it's becoming a little bit tedious, because many of these companies are actually hiring foreign workers on this low wage stream. So these people also are not really living the kind of life that is expected, and many of them put pressure on the system. And so currently the Canadian government is actually intending to pause the processing of some labor market impact assessment (LMIA) for applicants in some states, especially states that are actually known as census metropolitan areas. And census metropolitan area are areas that have above 100,000 population, So LMIA will be paused for people for temporary, breaking it down to you. If you want to come to Canada on a temporary work permit, through the temporary work permit program, the LMIA will not be your employer will have to fill labor market impact assessment on your behalf, and then it's after being accepted that you will have to come, and then you take that to the embassy, and then you have to come. But right now the Canadian will stop processing this LMIA behalf of in some states, especially some census metropolitan areas, states where we have 100,000 above population. And it's not just 100,000 above population, states that have 100,000 above population with, it actually comes with like 6% unemployment rate. So state that has above 100,000 population with 6 or above 6% employment rate, LMIA will be paused for those kind of states. So especially if you are coming to the low wage stream. But of course, there will be some exemptions actually. Exemptions for seasonal and non-seasonal jobs, and especially in areas like agriculture, food processing, and also construction. So if you're in construction, agriculture, food processing, agriculture has a lot of processing in between. You can, get your certificate, construction, get your certificate in that, and all the certifications that you need to get them in that. It does not really affect you. There are exemptions in that area. So two major things: you can no longer convert from visiting visa to work visa in Canada, and LMIA is going to be paused for low wage stream in some cities with 6% or above unemployment rate. And this is actually because Canada is actually like never before. They've been trying to cut down on immigration, cut down on a lot of things. Even recently, some schools were actually saying some policies that are being made is not sustainable because it's actually reducing international students from coming into Canada, and a lot of things that are actually going on. I will be bringing you the update as it drops. But of course, Canada is still possible. It is still very, very possible, but you can just apply to areas that are not really overpopulated. We have census. I know I mentioned some areas which are actually censored, which are actually are very big areas like metropolitan area like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, Quebec, Ottawa. You can avoid those kind of area and then look for employment in other parts of Canada that are not as densely populated as this. And you can also check the employment rates to know that it is below 6%, so that you can apply and then your LMIA will be processed. And that's all I want to share with you in this video, and I hope you've been able to learn a lot. This is where I share opportunity about how to advance your career, how to travel abroad, and every information as it is coming in hot and as it is actually current. I share it with you on this channel. I hope you like the video. Can you like this video? Can you subscribe to this channel? This is Opportunity News, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. Thank you.